morning, gorgeous. How are you ladies doing this morning? Welcome to the Dr. Daf Show. I am your host, Dr. Michelle Daf, and today we have a special guest in the show named Mrs. Michelle, who wants to talk about femininity as a wife and how to sort of tap into her wifehood. So go ahead and sit back, relax, get something to drink, and let's talk about this. Hello, Mrs. Michelle. Welcome to the Dr. Daf Show.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so happy to have you here, and I love that we have the same name. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about you. So, where do you live?
I live down south. I'm actually from Georgia.
Down south from Georgia. Have you always lived in Georgia?
No, I mean, I've moved to South Carolina. I've been in Seneca, so it's just, I followed my family around when I was a kid, basically.
Kind of had no choice, huh?
Yeah,
Well, you're
pretty much.
young. You're pretty young, right? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18.
Yes. You just turned 18. Congrats. That's so great. So
Thank you.
I know that you also have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes, I do. Mrs. Michelle. It's a femininity channel like yours. You actually inspired me a lot on it.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy to hear that. So you talk about femininity on your channel. Is it like geared towards certain things specifically or just femininity all in all, like all together?
So I'm married. I got married at 18, and so I talk about being a housewife at 18, and I include femininity in it. And I've recently, your series inspired me to start talking about improving yourself as a wife because, I just had a lot of ideas flowing after watching your series, and I was like, I have to say something. So yeah.
That is amazing. So you are married at 18 and you are wanting to learn how to be a great wife. I mean, you're super brave for getting married so
Thank
young. I'm sure
you.
a lot of people have told you that, like, oh my gosh, you're getting married. But I'm
Yes, they definitely have.
what made you want to get married at this age? Because I'm guessing you guys were dating when you were in high school, right?
Yeah, we were. So we started dating when I was 15 and he was 16, and we were just we were so in love,
Hmm.
and he asked my dad if he could marry me at 7 when I was 17, and I didn't expect the proposal. We'd been talking about marriage since I was 16,
Okay.
and he surprised me, and I said yes, and we just didn't want to wait to get married. We had everything set up, and so we just pretty much ran off and got married.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You ran off? What? Oh my goodness. So did you have a
Yeah,
wedding?
we had so essentially we went to the courthouse and eloped. Only a few people knew about it.
Okay.
And then we arranged like a dinner with close family, and that's how we celebrated.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, I mean, the good thing is that he asked your father, like he did the right thing. He went the respectful way and all of that. So
Yeah, I that's part of the reason I married him for sure.
that's so great. Wow. So you're a housewife. So you don't work,
Yeah,
but you work in the home. I mean, it's a lot of work. Okay. It's a lot of work.
tell me about it.
It doesn't end.
Well, I've recently been applying to part-time jobs
Okay.
because I'm going to college and I have to fund it. And the program I was going into, well, the funding got cut for it, so I have to pay for it. I'll be like doing 20 hours, so maybe I can still be considered a housewife. I don't know.
So you're going to be in school and you're going to be at home. So what
Yeah,
program are you looking to get into?
I'm looking into dental hygiene.
Oh, nice. Great. That's amazing. We have a gorgeous smile. So
Thank you.
you want to help other women with their smiles. That's great.
Exactly.
That's great. So tell me why you wanted to come on the show. What was it that, because I know you have your own channel, so this is something you're already interested in, but what specifically in terms of your life did you want to talk around?
Well, you inspire me so much, and when I saw that, I just had to apply. And what really, I watched your last video where you had a guest on, and
Huh?
it made me realize like I can really like get something out of this. Like, I could talk about things that, like, for example, she talked about her weight struggle.
Mhm.
I've I've had that since I was, well, 15. And another thing that I have is I have a huge acne struggle. I have cystic acne all over me. Like, I know you can't tell because you can only see my face, but I have body acne,
Mhm.
and it's been something I've been battling like pretty much my whole life. And
Okay.
so I just thought, I was like, wow, I could really get a good perspective on this.
Yeah. So let's talk about the acne first. So you said you get it on your body, like your arms and your back and your chest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very painful.
Yes, that sounds really, really painful. Now, have you seen a dermatologist at all at any point in time to talk about it?
I haven't, just due to the fact that, like I said, I mean, I'm young, I'm 18. I don't have the money for that kind of stuff yet. And so my husband and I were saving up for it. And
Mhm.
I try to do a bunch of stuff to treat it. Like, I've gotten like prescriptions and everything. It's pretty stubborn.
Stubborn. Okay. So have you talked about maybe changing your diet, or have you looked into books that can help you with maybe what you're eating, and the kind of soaps you use? I'm sure you've done a lot of research on at least the soaps and the lotions
Yeah.
like that. But what about food?
Yeah. Well, I became vegetarian around the time I started dating my husband when I was 15, and it cleared up my skin for like probably the first half of that year, and it was amazing. I had so much confidence. I wore tank tops. I pretty much wore everything I'd been craving to wear, but just didn't feel the confidence to.
Sure.
And then it just so my dad made me get on birth control. I wasn't allowed to go on a date with my husband until I was on birth control. And after I got on birth control, I just broke out, and it's never left since. And I'm still a vegetarian, so
Yeah.
it's just, I guess it just threw my body for a loop. I don't know.
Yes, the hormones. So one, you have to remember your age plays a factor in it because you were going through,
Yeah.
puberty and your body's changing so much. And then when you add the extra hormones with the contraceptives, with the birth control, a lot of things will start happening with your body. And so,
Yeah.
um, have you experimented with other types of birth control to maybe see if maybe that particular one was what was triggering it?
Well, after that, I kind of swore off birth control because of
Okay.
there's a lot of side effects too that was just terrible.
Yes, yes, yes. So you just okay, so you stopped. Okay. But even though you stopped, it continued. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
That's a
Yeah.
thing with birth control. Like so many things will happen and then it just won't go away because your body somehow maybe held on to certain things or mutated in
Yeah.
a certain way. And so you are probably going to have to take some time off of it. Now, you said you were 15, you're 18 now. It may take I
Yeah.
don't know how long you've been off, but you may need to give yourself however much time you're on it, that same amount of time for your body to kind of get rid of all of the stuff it's been holding on to. But I do know that there's certain products that can help you, but it is a trial and error, and you don't want
Yeah.
to hurt yourself. But a lot of times, products that contain acids are what's going to help. So it's going to be not usually the stuff you're going to see at the store, things that you're probably going to have to buy online. There's a website called, oh gosh, it's not Dermalogica, Derm Store. There's a website called
Yeah.
Homemaker, and they have a lot of products that contain like salicylic acid and other acids that can help to get rid of the acne. Have you tried that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would want you to talk to a dermatologist since I'm not one to recommend it, but I used to struggle with acne on my back and scarring from it, and those products were what helped me, along with changing my diet. And if you're still a
Yeah.
vegetarian, you're on the right track with that, but the products are going to have to be a little bit more intense than what you're going to find at the drugstore. They're going to have like actual acids to resurface your skin and to get rid of the bumps.
That's really awesome advice. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You just have to do some research. And derm stores are
Yeah.
great to look because they have a lot of different brands in there. dermatologist, I believe, that started that store. So I think you can even consult with dermatologists on that website. So
That's really cool.
yeah, yes, uh,
That's really awesome.
yes. And you're so young. Trust me, like you are so young. You're just beginning your life. You have so much time to see your body change in a lot of different ways. And is your husband really like supportive of all the things that you do? And what does he say about like your weight and your body? Does he make any comments, or is he just like, you're fine, stop?
He's He's absolutely amazing. He's because when we were dating, like I knew how bad my acne had been, and it just cleared up like right before we started dating. So I told him nonstop. I was like, "Look, it's probably gonna come back. Please, please, just promise me that you wouldn't be shallow and dump me or something because you're embarrassed." And he would always tell me, he's like, "Nothing could make you less beautiful to me,"
Oh,
and that as much as that means to me, it's like an inner battle,
yes.
with yourself. And it's just like, I know what he says, I know what he thinks, but it's just like, I don't know. For me, it's the confidence just goes way down.
Hmm. Because you're thinking about what other people think about it, right?
Yeah, every time I wear, like, for example, this dress, you can see part of my back. Every time I wear something that could show it, which is almost anything, I always feel like I'm just opening myself up to criticism.
But has anyone ever said anything to you about it?
Besides little kids, not really.
And
Little kids they're curious.
they're just little kids are always going to say something about anything that they see that they've never seen before because they're curious, and it's just
Yeah,
a really good time to teach them that everyone is different. But
yeah,
besides children who are literally learning about their worlds, no one's going to say anything, and people are usually not even going to notice, or they're going to know that it's just normal. Most women will
yeah.
struggle with body acne at some point in their lives, depending on the kinds of things that they do. So, and even just your weight, all of that is your own self concept. But if you care about what people think, then you're always going to be looking over your shoulder, and it's going to continue with different parts of you. So let's say the weight is under control, the acne's gone, it could be something new. It could be your hair, it could be, I mean, when you have children one day, that's going to become an issue. Your weight's going to change again.
Yeah,
You don't want to invite the enemy into your life to put things into your head. You don't want to invite that. So
that's so true.
your husband loves you, you love yourself. He told you you don't need to look a certain way, and that's a big deal because most men, they are shallow.
Yeah,
A lot of them are, and that's just it is what it is. You want to be a healthy weight, but you wouldn't want someone to leave you because you gain a few pounds or you got some acne. I mean, that is super, super, super shallow.
exactly.
So you have a
You
great.
really just want them to work with you and support you.
Yes, yes, sounds like he does. So as a wife now, how has it been different than being a girlfriend?
Um, well, besides the fact I didn't realize how much effort it takes to clean a house, it's a, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's amazing. I live out every moment with my best friend.
Hmm.
It's wonderful. I just, I feel like there's always room for improvement though. Like I always, especially when I watch your videos, I always just think, wow, that gives me a new perspective. I could do this and it would brighten his day. It would make him want to be around me even more, you know? And I don't know, it's just there's always room for trying to make everything better.
Well, just know that these things are just things for you to remember. It's not something you have to be
Yeah.
constantly trying to do all the time. Your husband loves and accepts you as who you are, and that's who you married. But there are good things for you just to keep in mind. But I don't want you to be focused on trying to please him constantly.
Yeah.
That would be a form of like you chasing him, even though you're already married to him, right? You don't do that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You want to just make sure that you're staying on top of things. You're not getting like super lazy about your relationship and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I
And
think
I definitely do think, sorry.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
I definitely do think I struggle with making it more of like a chase, just like to see how much I can do, how much can I improve?
I mean, it's good to be the best person that you can be. And you sound like you are a radiant, happy, lovely young lady. And I don't think that you could ever just do nothing. It doesn't sound like it's part of your personality. You
Not
happy with
really.
yourself, but you don't want to get to the point where you've set this expectation that you also can't keep up because you're so young.
Yeah,
You're going to be going to school, you're going to have children, you're going to just get older and want new things and be a little bit different. And maybe you won't be able to do everything you're doing right now. And that has to be okay too. You have
yeah,
to be aware, but have to also know you may not always be able to keep the house super clean. You may have to hire a housekeeper at some point when you are able to afford one. You may not,
yeah.
be able to be with your husband all the time because you're studying now. And I don't, it's really going to be your own mental shift to know that your husband still loves you, even though maybe you're not spending as much time with him, and not feeling bad that you've been studying for so long and now it's less time with him. But when you are with him, make that time as wonderful as possible, even though it won't be as much time as you normally have with him, because
Yeah,
then you can bring yourself down thinking that you are having to choose between your life and being a wife. And that's where I don't ever want you to get. And when school comes, trust me, it's going to be different being in college than being in high school. And now
yeah,
life, you're going to have more responsibility. And as long as he understands, that's what's important. So
yeah.
what do you teach on your channel specifically on femininity? What is something that a video that you've done in the past?
Well, I've delved into fashion a bit. That one seemed to get a good response, which I love fashion, so that's great.
Huh.
I've talked about social situations, how to handle certain social situations. I like to think um, I'm kind of well versed in that just a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't know, maybe false confidence.
that's great. No, it's great. People need a lot of help in social situations. That's a big area, anxiety for women and just not being able to break out of their shell. So let me ask you, since you're a young wife, this is something that comes up a lot for women who are homemakers and their husband works and they take care of the home. Do you feel bad about the fact that maybe you have to ask for money, or how is it that you are able to feel confident being a homemaker, not bringing income in, and knowing that your husband's taking care of things? Is there something that you had to do mentally to feel confident with that? Because a lot of women are uncomfortable thinking that they're not contributing to the household because they're
Yeah.
not working a job, which is absolutely not true at all. But the society has brainwashed women to think this. So, what would you say about that being so young?
In the beginning of our marriage, I felt guilty about eating food because we're not rich by any means, and I was just like, I'm eating this when I could be saving it for him because he works and I don't. And what really helped me with that is one day I told him, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like, I just said it. I was like, I didn't eat today. And he was just like, why didn't you eat? And I was like, I just I feel bad. I feel like I'm just eating all of your food. You work and I just stay home. And he was like, no, I want you to eat. We have enough money to buy food. I'll take you to the store and I'll get you anything you want. Just promise me you'll eat. And so after that, it's just been knowing that he made this choice and we're both okay with this choice. And I do have a purpose. My purpose is to support him and his choice. That has helped me so much. But at the beginning, yes, it was very guilt ridden.
Well, thank you for being so honest about that. And that comes up all the time with women. The fact that you didn't eat,
Yeah.
I haven't heard that, but that shows like how humble you are as a person to where you just felt like you couldn't even eat because that costs money, and because he works,
Yeah.
he should eat, right? And I mean, your spirit is so sweet.
Thank you so much.
No, it really is. I'm sure he was just like completely shocked. But I'm happy that you mentioned that. And you're so vulnerable to tell him the truth and tell him how you were feeling about that, because a lot of times women are guilty, but they have absolutely no idea how to bring that up, how to have that conversation. And it does
Yeah,
not.
it's really hard at first. It's you don't realize how many vulnerable thoughts you will get in marriage. And then I don't know, for me it was just I was just finally like, my husband, he's my best friend. Why wouldn't I tell him? And after that it's just like floodgates, like I just tell him everything.
But that's part of being vulnerable. Like that's part of being feminine.
Yeah.
A feminine woman is the fact that you are so vulnerable, you are so sweet, you are so self-sacrificing, and he knows that. That's why he married you, because he sees a woman that would do anything to support him
Yeah.
and would give of herself and put him first. And that is what you should be doing in marriage. He should be putting you first, and you should be putting him first. And so that's so beautiful. You're so young, but yet you know exactly what it is that you want. And I'm so thankful that you're with a man who appreciates and loves you. That's wonderful. So, did you have any actual questions that you had for me right now in terms of where you are?
Actually, yes. So I actually wanted to ask you for advice on my channel because your channel's amazing, and I really do try to look at it and be like, she does so good. Can I get the secrets? Because your thumbnails are beautiful, your videos are so sophisticated and so informative, so in depth, and so I'm just like, I wish I could get like some kind of direction from her, like what she thinks about my content or what she thinks about the things that I think. I don't know.
Well, I think you're doing a great job by just putting yourself out there and being honest and open
Yeah.
with your life. Because you are young and you are a homemaker, I do think it'd be good to maybe kind of make your channel more niche and make videos specifically for young wives. And
Yeah.
maybe makes a series or just something specifically on that. And I think that will attract the women who are around your age to be able to see what the reality is like, and maybe even talk about some of the challenges, some of the things
Yeah.
I had to overcome. I have to watch your videos so I can actually critique and see
Yeah.
your lighting, your background, but the most important thing really is going to be like your audio, the background, and what you're talking about. You're beautiful, so you present very well. That's not an issue at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But it's really just going to be about choosing topics that people really need help with. So maybe making a video about what a day in the life of a homemaker really is like, and going through your day and sharing what you do, what time you wake up, what you have to do to plan out your week and your cleaning schedule. The things that people really want to know, because some things sound really great. Someone may be watching this and think, I am 21 years old and my fiance proposed to me and I'm going to be a young wife too, but I have no idea how to be a homemaker. I have no idea how to be a wife. You can talk about how you got to where you are and like what you do
Yeah.
to better yourself, and just make little videos on each one of those topics. The best thing to do is just be yourself and be vulnerable and be honest. The more vulnerable and honest you are, the more people you're going to attract. And I know that you are self-conscious about your acne, but because so many people struggle with that, that would be something to maybe talk about in terms of how you feel maybe around your husband with your acne.
Yeah.
What do you
Sometimes I hide.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you wear lingerie and that kind of thing, and it's exposing your whole body, and, how confident do you feel in that? Or what do you do to make yourself feel more confident? what tricks do you have? Certain lotions that cover up your scars? Do you have outfits that maybe cover up, like lace that cover up your arms a little bit, or just talk more about who you are. And I think just
Yeah.
being yourself, as you grow, you're going to have more things to talk about as you mature. That's
Yeah, and I recently pre-recorded a video about acne,
okay.
and I was really on the fence about posting it, so it's just sitting there in my private videos right now.
Oh,
But I
post
mean,
it.
that really gives me perspective. Like, I didn't think about it that way, like I'd be helping people. I just thought about it was more, oh, but there's people who know me and then they'll watch that video and then they'll know. Like, that's the way I was thinking about it. And I was like, I don't know if I should post this.
And then they'll know, and then what? Okay, so they know, and then what?
True. Nothing.
Everyone has something about themselves that I know a long time ago, I did a video about getting like excessive hair growth. And
Yeah.
that video, I remember when I first wanted to post, I was like, should I really post this? But that video has gained so many, not just people coming to my channel to be able to see the other content, because it was just a couple videos. It's not like my channel is about that. But that
Yeah.
video helped so many women gain a particular product that helped them, because I had used so many things. And when I finally found the one thing that worked, I wanted to share it. And if I shared it, I had to also share my problem. And that's what I didn't want to do, but I had to in order for them to see how it worked. And I had to be very vulnerable, but hundreds and thousands of women were able to get help with something that's very embarrassing, very stressful, because I was brave. And so a lot of times that's what you have to do. And my channel took a while to grow. It recently started growing in this direction because I changed my content, but I've been making videos for a very long time, but on other things
Yeah.
like hair and that kind of stuff. But even the femininity piece, I wanted to make videos on this because this is something that I saw was a need for people. And a lot of it were things that I wasn't taught, that I struggled with, that I had some terrible situations happen in my life because I didn't understand these things. So I wanted to share that with you ladies, in a way that was very loving and kind. And so I think that no matter what, the thing that's going to make you blossom is whatever it is that usually comes from something painful in your life.
Yeah.
And that's usually the very thing that opens up the door for you to be able to be successful. So, whatever that is, start thinking about that. It may not even be acting,
That
something even deeper than that.
Yeah. No, that I think that's very true though. Like I've seen a lot of stories where people they speak out about something hard and it's just all of a sudden they have these big businesses and it's really amazing for them and everyone they're helping. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I never thought about it that way.
And trust me, you'll get a different kind of fulfillment knowing that you opened up something that was hard for you, and knowing that
Yeah.
you're helping people with something that you didn't necessarily get help with, or you didn't necessarily know how to work through. It's a different level of fulfillment and motivation. And so I know that you'll find your thing, but just keep making videos. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you're so different, and what's going to work for you might be something that's just totally out of the box. And you'll start to see that the more you experiment with things. So you could, whatever, if you like to take walks in the morning, you can walks in the morning with your coffee and do a video while you're walking with your coffee, and invite people to walk with you with their drinks, and walk and talk. But whatever it is that you like to do, whatever comes natural to you, just go with that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm so proud of you. You're definitely a go-getter, and I know that you'll be successful in all the things that you do. And I thank you for your support. You always comment. Your comments are so sweet. I'm like, who is this girl? So sweet.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. So, do you have any other questions before we finish up? Is there anything else that you wanted to ask?
Pardon?
I know, I think it just got cut off a little bit. So, Do you have any other questions before we finish up?
Just a little bit about my weight struggle. When I was actually, well, yeah, when I was 15, I was actually overweight,
Okay.
and so I had run track, and that got me down. And then I started running cross country, and I started getting underweight.
Mm.
And well, I liked being underweight, even though that's not good. And so I did things to keep myself that way. I ate very badly. I had a dad who knew a lot about nutrition, so it wasn't hard for me to figure out how to give my body enough to run the next meet, but not enough to gain the weight. And well, ever since then, I've tried to gain weight, but I really can't. Like, I eat in surplus. And it's gotten to a point where food just kind of, I get an aversion when I'm almost done eating, to a point where, like, I get an aversion right before I'm about to be full. And so it feels like an impossible struggle. Like, I don't know if I'll ever gain that weight again.
Oh, you will gain it. So,
Thank you for the vote of confidence.
well, as you get older, your body's going to, the metabolism is going to shift. You're going to definitely gain the weight for sure. I think right now your focus shouldn't be so much on your weight. I think the more you think about it and the more you focus on it, the bigger of an issue it becomes. You eat when you're
Yeah,
hungry. You eat until you're almost full. You really shouldn't be eating until you're stuffed. That's not good. And in America, we have a big issue
that's
with
true.
food. Most people
We
don't.
do. We love food.
Yeah, most people don't eat appropriately here, and
Yeah,
it's not a good thing. So, I don't think that what you're doing right now is actually a bad thing. Right before you get full, you stop. But I don't want it to be an anxiety stop. It needs to be like
yeah,
I've had enough stop. And eat when you're hungry and eat what you like. But I don't want to even encourage you to overeat or overindulge, because food can be an area that not only becomes sinful, but becomes an area of struggle, of real struggle that's very hard to break out of when you're overeating or when you start falling in love with
yeah.
food. So I don't want you to constantly think about your food. Just eat when you're hungry, eat until you're almost full. And as you get older, your body is going to change. You will end up gaining more weight. And when you have children, your body is also going to change. And you just have to understand that this is something to expect. Even if you're naturally very skinny, you may not be the same very skinny your whole entire life. And that's okay. It's not who you are. Okay. Your weight is just your physical body. You, Michelle, the person, is your spirit. That's who you are. You can do a lot of things to your body. You can get plastic surgery. You can do a ton of things to change the outside. Nothing will change on the inside. Okay, the spirit is the person. So your
Yeah,
weight will fluctuate, but as long as you are conscious of what you eat, being a vegetarian, you're going to be slimmer because you're not eating all
true.
of the junk that other people are eating. So you are going to be slimmer just because of the fact that you are a vegetarian. And if you're active, first of all, you're young, you don't have children. So I expect you to be slim being a vegetarian. But as you get older, as you have children, as you become more active, you'll start to see some changes in your body. As long as you're comfortable with how you look, that's what matters. Now, if you're not comfortable and you want to gain more weight, you can do things like maybe drinking, again, like drinking protein shakes. So maybe drinking might be better for you than eating. And so if you have a shake in the morning with like tons of fruits and like almond butter and protein. You may want to add protein powder. You may just want to get like a milk that has like a lot of protein in it. Oh, vegetarians. Do you drink milk?
I'm lactose intolerant, but I can drink it. I do occasionally.
Okay.
It's just when I do, my sinuses get stuffed, so
Yeah, you may want to drink
it's
like
just
an
a
oat
choice.
milk. Yeah, there's plant-based milk, there's oat milk, there's almond milk, there's soy milk, there's all kinds of different milks, but or you can use like coconut water, but just make the smoothie have enough calories to maybe be like half of a meal or even a whole meal. You can add oatmeal to your smoothie. You can add enough to where you feel very full after you drink it, but the fullness doesn't last very long because it's a drink. So I would recommend like just adding more snacks that you can just kind of nibble on during the day, small stuff, or a protein shake like in the morning. But I don't want you to just be stuffing yourself just to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun.
No, and your self image is really important. How you see yourself and the way you look, although it's important in life, it shouldn't be your number one focus. You, the person, you being a beautiful person on the inside, is how people are going to receive you. So you are very beautiful on the inside. That's already there. You don't have to worry about being the perfect weight, having the perfect this, the perfect that. It's not ever going to be perfect anyway. Just live your life and enjoy all of the different things life is going to bring you, because it'll be something you have to help someone else in the future. And you're already blessed to have a husband who loves you, and that's more than most people experience in a lifetime. So everything else, keep God at the center and just enjoy the ride. Okay, don't overthink it. Every
That's so true.
Yes, everything will work out, but don't overthink it. Just stay where you at, and I think you're at a good place.
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today. I'm so happy that you could join us. You had some really great questions. I think they'll really help other young ladies that are experiencing what you're experiencing. How tall are you, by the way?
I am 5'3".
Oh, wow. You look, I don't know why I would think that you're so tall. Okay.
Really? I look tall?
I think you look tall. Like I would have thought you were like
Wow.
5'11".
I've never been told that. Nice.
On camera, you look tall on camera. Okay. Well, okay, so you're 5'3". Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see how your height played into your weight, but you'll
Oh, yeah.
you'll see changes. Don't worry about any of that. You're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're sweet, and that's what matters. Okay.
Thank you so much. And I feel like I really think you're such an accepting person, and it's just you can really see how much you love God, and that's part of the reason that I just love your channel so much.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, I do. That's when you know that God accepts you, you stop caring so much about what people think. I'll tell you, as you become, and let me just mention this, as you grow on YouTube, people are going to tell you what they think you should look like, how they think you should act. They may say, that color is really not the color for your lips, girl. And you might say, like, I actually really like this color. People are always going to have their opinions on what color your hair should be, how you
Yeah.
wear your hair. And if you take in what everyone thinks, you are going to be so stressed out. And it's human nature to take things in, but you're going to have to also build a special layer of covering for yourself being on YouTube. Because if you already have these
Yeah.
insecurities, people can sometimes make you have more than you even had before if you allow them to. And that's something I'm very serious about, because God created you perfectly, exactly the way He wanted you to be. You are perfect to Him, and you are His daughter. Everyone else, they're projecting whatever they think you should be on you. And they didn't create you, they don't sustain you, and they do nothing for your life except come and critique you with
Yeah.
no authority. No one asked them. So don't allow people to try to put you in a box and what they think you should be, because they will try to do that. And if you fold, then you will be miserable, because you're going to always be chasing this idea of what people want from you versus who you are. And who you are is perfect. Okay?
Thank you.
You're so welcome, my love. Well, thank you for being with us today. Appreciate you spending time with us. I know it's late there, so I will let you get back to your husband.
All right. Thank you so much for having me on. It was awesome.
Oh, you're so welcome, sweetheart. Well, I will definitely be checking out your video. And ladies, make sure that you go to her channel and watch her video, especially when she posts the one about her acne, so you can support her, and you can also leave any advice that you have for her on her life and on things that maybe you've experienced that you can encourage her with. All right, honey. Well,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome, my dear.
Have a nice night.
You too. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Michelle, for joining us today on the Dr. Daf Show. Thank you for being so open and vulnerable about the things that you're dealing with in your life and allowing us to be able to love on you and pour into your life. We hope that you gain tons of support on your channel and that you're able to help women who are dealing with similar issues. Thank you all so much for watching this. Thank you for all of your support on my platforms. Be sure to check out my podcast, A Feminine Impression, and be sure to follow me on Instagram at A Feminine Impression and my personal Instagram at Dr. Michelle Daff. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you for your kind words and all of your support on the Dr. Daff Show. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, and remember, in all things you do, make a feminine impression. Bye-bye.